Surviving chiropractic school is not about being the smartest person in the cadaver lab. I'll say that on day one. Most of what sinks students isn't the material, it's everything around the material. So let me give you the 6 things the people who came out the other side intact figured out early. First, the grind is real, 3.5, 4 years, usually trimesters, so there's no real summer. Anatomy, physio, biochem, neuro, all front-loaded and stacked. It's a lot, and people aren't exaggerating when they say that. But here's the part that matters more. The students who burn out aren't usually the ones who studied least. They're the ones who studied in a way they couldn't keep up, all-nighters before every exam, skipping meals to cram. That's a sprint strategy for a 3-year race. Build a daily rhythm you can repeat without hating your life, and build it first trimester before the habit's set. It is so much harder to fix this in month 18 mid-panic. 2, you can't do this alone and you're not supposed to. The cohort's small, you're in the same building with the same people for years, and there's this pull to treat everyone as competition instead of the only people who get what your week is like. Build your people in year 1, a study group of 3 or 4 who actually show up, faculty relationships, even the intimidating ones, because they become your references. Go to the seminars and technique weekends even when you're tired. This profession is small and relationship driven. The connection you make as a student is often the literal source of your first job and your first mentor. Don't wait till you have time. You won't. 3, and I tattoo this one on people, confidence comes from reps, not readiness. You will not feel ready before you start, not for palpation, not for your first adjustment. Palpation especially. For months, your hands genuinely can't feel what the instructor is describing and you'll think you're broken. You're not. That's a perceptual skill built through hundreds of reps. So start before you feel ready, get on the table. Be the one who practices the technique 40 times when others did 8. Confidence is a lagging indicator. It shows up behind the work, never in front of it. 4, learn to think, not just memorize. The first half tempts you into becoming a memorization machine. That passes individual tests and quietly fails you everywhere that counts. The boards, part 1 is basic sciences, then clinical sciences, clinical competency, and part 4 is the practical. The later ones, especially part 4, are built around clinical reasoning, taking a history, examining a patient, deciding what's going on and what to do. You can't brute memorize what would you do with this patient, so chase the reasoning under the fact. Learn how something presents, what you'd feel, what you'd do, and when it's a referral and not a chiropractic case, facts attached to reasoning stick, isolated facts evaporate the day after the exam. 5, somewhere in the program you start becoming a particular kind of practitioner. The question is whether you choose it or whether the loudest person in your school chooses it for you. Decide now, on purpose. Your identity decides your practice model, your patience, your ethics, where your scope ends. And the documentation and honesty habits you build as a student become the ones that protect you or expose you when you're licensed and liable. 6, around year 2, there's a dip. The future looks terrifying. Practice building. The business side nobody taught you, the regulation, the skepticism, it's navigable. The business skills are ordinary skills you learn from mentors, not from your anatomy syllabus. The skepticism gets answered by competence, not defensiveness. And the regulatory stuff shifts by state, which is exactly why the relationships matter. The dread mostly comes from facing it alone in your imagination. Get the map from people who already have it. So a sustainable rhythm, your people early, reps before readiness, reasoning under the facts, an identity you chose, and a future you don't face alone. None of it's secret. It's just rarely said early enough by someone who's been through it. Full written versions linked below. And if you want the structured version with actual mentorship, come to the webinar. Links down there too. I hope to see you in there.